Hey, happy
Yeah,
Wine Wednesday.
Wednesday wine happy hour with Carl's Wine Club. Hope everyone is doing well. Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, guys, happy Wednesday to all of you across the country, from Victoria to the Maritimes, like going back to our French provinces, our French community in Quebec, Northern Ontario, Winnipeg. Everyone, welcome to a cool, super fun show tonight. This is a battle of the wines we have here this week. We're going to talk about. It's not about what's best, what tastes better. It's not about that at all. We are going to talk white Pinot, the other way around, white Pinot Noir and Pinot Blanc. So, Black Market Wine Company, the unsanctioned Pinot Blanc 2019, and the 2019 White Pinot Noir from Spearhead. You know, we featured both of these wineries in the past. We featured both of these wines in the past. Talked extensively about white Pinot Noir when we did the Spearhead. People were really curious. It's a fun wine, refreshing, but also very different in the style of texture. Pinot Blanc is becoming a little bit more well known in the Okanagan, used often in blends. Our friend Rob Amersley at Black Market, located in Caledon, do an amazing 100% Pinot Blanc from his home vineyard in Caledon. So try to compare, and someone, and I think it's my friend, Mike Laplante, the average wine enthusiast out of Ontario, one day sent me a little note on Facebook. Carl, I'm curious about what's the difference between these two wines. And I was like, guess what? What we love to do the most, it's to go live, taste wine, talk about it. So my answer was like, you know what, Mike? I don't have a straight answer right now for you. But what we can do a full show or a part of a show doing what we do, taste wine and compare and talk about it. So tonight, that's what we're doing. We're going to talk about both of these beautiful wines. Thanks to both wineries for providing a sample. Rob at Black Market is always keen to give a sample. Say, Carl, talk about the wines. We love what he does. We love his style. The price point is always right. And we had so many great feedback about his unsanctioned Pinot Blanc. So glad and happy to crack that bottle again tonight and to taste it beside something pretty rare, something that we don't see quite often. It's a red grape turned into a white wine. Yeah? So for people who are not in wine or just starting to taste and enjoy wine, it's something very unusual. So we'll talk about that as well, about the process and about especially what Spearhead. Great winery that I really, really love. I love their wines, based in East Kelowna, specialize mostly in Pinot Noir, and they do Pinot Noir every way possible, even a white version. Used to, because there's not going to be any this year. Well, they didn't have one from the 2020 vintage. And anyway, we'll talk about it later. So, everyone, now it's 5 minutes in. So I want to welcome everybody across the country. Instagram, welcome to all of our people in Instagram as well. Reach nearing 900 followers on Instagram. So keep working on it. Facebook, YouTube, all of our channels. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. En français, un beau bonjour à tout notre monde dans nos provinces françaises, au Québec, la belle région de Québec, nos amis Jean-Denis, Pierre, Christine dans la région de l'Estrie, des cantons de l'Est, ensuite Ottawa, les régions francophones du nord de l'Ontario, Winnipeg, le Nouveau-Brunswick, où c'est que le club il grossit, grandit en termes de membres beaucoup à toutes les semaines. So, on apprécie votre présence en espérant qu'on vous donne ce que vous recherchez avec le club. Qu'est-ce que je veux dire par là? C'est qu'on vous présente des nouveaux vins des nouveaux producteurs de partout au pays, que ce soit de l'Ontario, que ce soit de la Colombie-Britannique, de la vallée de l'Okanagan. Donc, un beau bonjour à tout le monde en français. Si vous avez des questions, joignez-vous à nous, Facebook. Vous pouvez vous assurer de nous dire un beau bonjour, de où c'est que vous vous joignez à nous, puis qu'est-ce qui est dans votre verre ce soir. Moi, j'ai deux vins. J'ai deux vins. Il faut que je me rappelle lesquels et lesquels. J'ai Black Market, Pinot Blanc, puis j'ai Spearhead, Pinot Noir Blanc. Woohoo! Wow, these are different on the nose. Crazy, crazy. Let me tell you a little bit about my day also, because we spent a part of the day on the road today. Like you guys know, we moved to the Okanagan. We were down in Naramata today. Bonjour, Madame Boucher. How are ya?
Great, great. I think my internet's going to be a little slow, but I wanted to just double check with you which one was in which. You said the White Pinot is in the Gabriel class?
Yep, exactly. The White Pinot was in the Gabriel glass.
Okay, so then, I mean, they both smell amazing, but the one from Black Market, the Pinot Blanc, is like the nose. I just love this nose. It's so refreshing.
If I remember correctly, it was one of my first things that I mentioned in my tasting note when we featured them, that the nose was so appealing. So yeah, absolutely. There's a sexy nose in there. There's something tropical, just a little bit of mango in there. There's a little bit of flowers. And when you get in there, there's that quench of lemonade in that Pinot Blanc with a beautiful texture. So yeah, it's gonna be great to taste them side by side. But I wanted to tell our people what we've done today. We went down on the bench in the Ramada, and we sat down at Red Rooster. We had an appointment at Red Rooster to chat about potential business. And man, that we found a dynamic team there. Man, these guys are on the ball. These guys are aware of the new, let's put it that, the new synergy, the new way of doing wine business, really like a modern style of approach. And I really like that team. It was really fun. And how about the wines? I enjoyed their wines. Mira, just tell us, what did you think of your experience at Red Rooster today?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. You can tell that they like to connect with people, and tell them about what we learned with their wine club, what they do with their wine club twice a year.
That is so cool, so cool. So, well, first and foremost, I was stuck with the perception of like that ugly label 15 years ago. And I felt like I visited Red Rooster a very long time ago. And to me, I was stuck with the impression it was an entry-level brand and nothing special with their wine. And holy moly, that I got my perception completely turned around today. We tasted some well-priced wine with great quality. The Rare Bird, is it the Rare Bird that is called the Rare Bird series? $35 around the wines. These wines are fantastic. They have a Malbec, 100% Malbec, 100% estate from a 3.5 acre vineyard right behind the winery. And they make 100 cases of that. And this wine is wine club only, Red Rooster Wine Club members only. And every year they open up 100 spot in their wine club and bring 100 members to do harvest with them to pick up, especially that Malbec and that 3.5 acres. And these members pick the grapes, bring it in the bag, and help with the winemaking.
So interesting. Look, Rob says he was a member of that Adopt a Row club many years ago.
No way.
You don't need to adopt a row, Rob. It sounds like you adopted an entire vineyard. So
yeah, it was so cool. But the thing is, when I tasted the wine, that Malbec is pretty darn spectacular. That Malbec was fantastic. a richness, concentration. That is nothing what you get from Argentina. Completely aromatic, Canadian, off. Great texture, great depth, great. The finish in these wines were very, very spectacular. I made that comment to the team today. I think I felt like everything was happening from the mid palate on until the finish, and the finish was so long and so delicate and complex. So there was that. It was very impressive. But how about that GSM? That GSM, there's not a whole lot of GSM, the Grenache Syrah Mourvedre, in the Okanagan, but that golden egg, oh my God, that was good. So anyway, we had the initial talk about a club feature, looking around the fall. So yeah, it was really, really interesting. It was fun, dynamic team, great people. So that was funny. And also, how about the weather around here? How about that?
Well, that's what pretty much everyone except Katrina out in Newfoundland are saying. It's like between 27 and 35 where they are. So it's pretty awesome.
I know that Rob, our good partner, Rob Amersley, owner of Black Market, I think he might be on the beach right now with us. So Rob, hope you're enjoying. I can tell you something, and right after that I'm going down to the lake as well. We're gonna cook dinner by the lake tonight. So 36, yay. Wow, we saw Daniel Bonterin, our friend in the Similkameen, with 7 Direction. I think is how many was the
42.
42 in the Similkameen. It's June 2nd, for God's sake. We're far from August, so it's gonna be epic summer. So we're glad that it's warm out there, because we have 2 wines tonight to scream fresh and scream hot weather, just to keep you for overheating. So 2 fresh, beautiful cold wine. So I can't wait to dig into it. How's your internet right now, Mira?
I think it's okay. I hope you guys can hear me okay. We're having some little issues here, which will be resolved by Friday, I am told. But Carl is nice and crisp, I'm sure. He's
perfect. Well, there you go.
Which one are we doing first, Carl Boucher?
Well, we're going to go back and forth, and I think I'm going to start with the Pinot Blanc to start, because that's the one I have in my hand. So here, the unsanctioned series with Black Market Wine Company here. So
perfect.
Boom.
Boom.
I would be curious, Mira. I don't know if it's putting you on the spot a little too much, but I don't know if it's possible to track down my tasting notes from that.
So they're on your screen, the second tab on the top there.
Oh, did you do that, really?
I can come over there and.
No, that's fine. I got it already. Bam, right there. So first and foremost, unsanctioned series, it's always very small batches of wine. So Rob, with that 2019, produced 50 cases of that. So first, it was really cool to have that feature in the club. And what we had to say about that wine back, I would say it was in February or something, that the 2019 Pinot Blanc is made with grape from their home vineyard in Killeden. The wine has aromas of white peach, fresh baked croissant, raw almond, and lemon curd, with an enticing hint of musk. Look for rich, subtle palate notes of Okanagan pear, bright citrus, and lightly toasted hazelnut that are framed by a creamy texture and a long finish. So 10 months in barrel. So that's what we had as tasting notes for the Pinot Blanc. So there's definitely a little bit of almond on the nose. Like, there's no doubt about that. I get that little almond. I get citrus for sure. Yeah, more you dig deep, more of the pear coming out. Yeah, there's a beautiful color. There's also the 2020. We just bottled the 2020 that I have right up here also. So it's going to be interesting soon to have a try of the second vintage. So can't wait. I have a little here Instagram. We're with you. Okay, let's get to the palate. Okay, creamy texture. There's a big, thick texture in there. Fresh, bright, but also I can feel a little bit of the barrel here with toastiness. I get that. I get peach, a little bit of stone fruit, a little bit of citrus. Nice zing, really nice zing. It's fun. I love these kind of wine where there's a nice envelope, a nice texture, creamy texture around. But right in the middle, there's a zing. There's that a little bit like ginger style where it's not necessarily spice in this one, but freshness, bright, everything up in the middle. So, and finish with a little bit toasty. What do you think?
I think that today, on a hot day, this beautifully chilled glass and this wine, especially with this nose, this is like could easily be like a one bottle kind of wine. It's so refreshing. Mike LaPlante has a great question with the average wine enthusiast. Should we drink Pinot Blanc young?
I would say so. To my opinion, my answer is yes, but yes and no. Okay, listen here. There's very great Pinot Blanc from Alsace where the barrel treatment and they harvest a little later there, and it gives like bigger structure. There's a little bit more off dry style of Pinot Blanc you'll find originally from Alsace. These can age for 10, 12, 15 years. What we have here, I would say it's a 3 to 5 years. I will not keep the 2019 past 2023, 2024. I like these wine fresh, bright. On the other hand, though, there's a good 8 month in barrel, so that would help to keep the wine, to prevent the wine from falling off the cliff too fast. So yeah, I would say yes but no, or no but yes. My personal preference would be from Canadian Pinot Blanc. Let's keep it Canadian here. Let's keep it Okanagan. I would say not as fast as rosés. Rosé, I always like to drink it same vintage or year after, 2 years at the most. This, I would say, it's so personal and so subjective. I really like my wine vibrant and zingy and zippy. So, but yes, this wine, the Pinot Blanc, because I switched here, the Pinot Blanc especially from Black Market, 3 years to me from now, 20. Okay, let's keep that in perspective. We're 2021. I'm tasting here 2019. So we're 2 years in. Another year or two where it keeps his old structure together. Perfect. I would say maybe starting 2023, you might start finding a little bit more of the barrel, a little bit more of burnt sugar, something to take you on the tertiary aromas, who are not bad. These are fun to discover. That's not what I'm looking for personally. Personally, I like it a little bit more on the fruit, on the lemon, or if it's peach, I like it on the bright peach. So it's me. If you like that vanilla, sugar, maybe let's say like the peach pie, that I would say you can wait another 3 years. But to me, to the 2019 vintage. It's to drink now in the next 18 months. I would say this wine is shining now. You're 2 years in, everything is well together. And I don't know about you, Mira, if you agree with me, how well everything is so well together, right? Everything is just so
Gorgeous.
soft.
Like, we tasted this wine, last fall?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if the wine changed or if it's just the setting, but I love this wine. And before it was, I'm sure, good, but it's not like the kind of thing that I'm like right now. I'm like, wow. And it might just it might be the setting, right? Like, what does hot day, chilled wine, and it's just the perfect setting for it, right?
I don't know about you, but if you like wine with a little bit of texture, with a little bit of oak flavors in the oak flavor, but not the wood flavor. That's not what I mean. Just the effect of wood around it. It makes it super sensual right now. It feels like, that I get a little bit more the peach right now, the juicy peach. It screams like the season coming up. I think it's just, there's maybe a little bit of herb as well. Something a little green herb, like at some point in the middle, who makes it like intriguing and interesting. Yeah, but yeah, shining, absolutely shining right now. I love that. So 2019, I think 2019 is not on the market anymore. It's or unless I think maybe, but Rob is on. If Rob, I think now they move on to the 2020 at the tasting room, or 2020 is on queue, is in the queue, just waiting to finish 2019. But there was so little quantity that I'm not sure exactly where is at with this specific vintage. But to me, that vintage is so good. So well done. Okay. 11 cases left of the 2019. So
it sounds like the 2020 is being released this summer, and they have 11 cases left of this.
There you go.
It's fabulous. And Yannick in Vancouver is throwing one in the freezer so he can test it out. So that's awesome. Cheers, Yannick.
I love that. I love it. So, and now let's move on, because I remember it was a wine that I was pretty impressed as well when we tasted that. And that's the 2019, the Spearhead White Pinot Noir. That's something that they were at the tail. And I gave the Wine Score website gave it a 91 point when was released. It's not a sweet wine. It's definitely dry at 2.3 gram per liter in residual sugar. So you can expect something dry. And what we wrote here, it's gentle whole bunch pressing with minimal skin contact gives the wine its pristine clarity. Because when you look at it, yes, this is clear. There's nothing in suspension. This is very like clear cut, beautiful wine.
Yeah, and I think, Carl, those are not your.
No, not that one. Not that one. No, this one was the one that we took from the Wine Score, because I remember writing about.
Yeah. I think you reviewed it live. Yeah.
I did review it live. So yeah, so what I'm having here, I'm just let's focus on what I have in my glass instead of reading someone else's tasting notes. Good point, Mira. It's way more into lemon peel. Really lemony. It's also some herbs. I smell garden. That's what I'm smelling here. Blooming garden, but not fruits, more herbs. Very zingy acidity. Okay. So when we get to the palate, it's more on orange. I got tangerine, orange, orange peel. I also got some leaves, maybe the bay leaves or tea leaves. I get a feeling of tea. There's definitely a tannin in there. You notice that, Mira, when you with your mouth, there's a little bit of bitterness, a tannin in there.
Yeah, it kind of lasts in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is what I'm curious about, right? Tell us more about the difference between these two.
So the difference between these two, to me, it resides in the texture. To me, the Pinot Blanc, the way that Rob made his Pinot Blanc, is way more way more textural. There's more of a creamy texture in the Pinot Blanc. There's more of a orchard fruit in the Pinot Blanc. The nose on the spearhead white Pinot Noir is really citrus peel. But when you get to the palate, like I said, it's more of the orange, and there's kind of a I would say, yeah, it's a little bit of a tea. Like I get tea flavors in the on the palate and also on the nose. That ginger, not ginger, maybe that lemon tea or a white tea. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Rob is just asking if it's in the liquor stores.
The Spearhead White Pinot is not available anymore. We Cars Wine Club ran them out, and the problem was that it's with a big hailstorm early 2020 affected the Saddle Block Vineyard a lot, and the quantity. So they made a decision at the winery to not pursue the Pinot Blanc label for a couple of years because of the lack of fruits of their own estate fruit. So they put that label on the side on ice for a few years. So 2019 is the last vintage. There's nothing from the 2020, and they're gonna reevaluate the 2021. How's everything starting in their area? If everything is setting properly, if the crops will be maybe higher. I know they had a really high demand for their Saddle Block Pinot Noir, so I have decided to put more effort into the Pinot Noir production to keep moving forward with the white Pinot. I think it's, to my personal opinion, and no offense with what they do at the winery. Listen, they're running a great show there. They are fantastic. But it's a bit of a shame to see that label disappear for a couple of years because they don't. There's not a whole lot of white wine made with red grape on the market. And tasting the product is great. What do you think of that, Mira?
I love both. They're so different, but I love both of them. I think I wanted to clarify with you, Carl. So the white Pinot Noir is made with red grapes.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And the Pinot Blanc is made with white grapes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the way that they did it with the white Pinot Noir is they're crushing the Pinot Noir grape, but just removing the skin right away so they don't get the color. So just for our listener here who are not familiar with the physiognomy of the grapes, doesn't matter if it's there's very few grape varietal that you crack open and the berry inside is red. There's Marquette is one of them, but there's very few. And I don't think there's any vinifera grape. And what I mean by vinifera grapes, these are the classic international grapes, Merlot, Cabernet, Syrah, Grenache, what else? Cap Franc, Malbec. All of these grapes that we know are called vinifera grape, and they're also the hybrid grape, who are more when you bring two different clone of vinifera grape to produce something else. Marquette, Maréchal Foch, what else? There's like dozens and dozens of it. So these are made to grow better in colder climate. So these are more of early ripening grapes. But when we're talking about vinifera, if you open the grape, the berry inside, all the juice when you press a grape is white. So how you get to a red wine is by leaving the skins in contact with the juice as long as possible. Why the rosés are having that clear color? It's because, well, there's different ways to make rosé, but like it's because the juice is in contact with the skin just for a little amount of time, so that the juice doesn't have time to get completely red. So you remove the skin at the rosé stage. Here, in the case of the white Pinot, that's mean everything is pressed and you remove the juice right away. So they get a little bit of tannin here, I think, from the seeds. And if it's old bunch pressed, so from the stems, from the seeds, you get a little bit of tannin. You don't get zero color because the skin's been removed right away. That's why you get that very fresh expression of a Pinot Noir. And here, very interestingly, you get that citrusy on the nose, the tea leaves, the chamomile, and you also get some beautiful orange blossom. So it makes it for a very interesting. And what the biggest difference, what I would say, who's getting on the side of the white Pinot, it's the length. It lasts a long time in the backhand. What I would say in the advantage of the Pinot Blanc, it's the front and the middle palate is more concentrated. It's richer in texture, I would say, has a little bit more elegance into it. So there's two very big difference here between what I'm drinking. Like, these are really, really, really completely different wines. If you go back to the genetic of these wines, these are from the same tree, because the Pinot Blanc is through the genetic, through the physiognomy of the grape, it's cousins with Pinot Noir. And obviously the white Pinot Noir is the pure genetic of Pinot Noir. So they are in the same group, the same category, the same family of grape. But depending on how you work it, how you ferment your grapes, how you process it. And obviously the white Pinot Noir has been stainless steel only, just to keep the freshness. But you still have a little bit of texture. But the Pinot Blanc absolutely kick the Pinot Noir's ass in terms of texture, because Rob did a barrel treatment in there. I'm curious how much lees he did, but it's been sitting on lees because I can feel some texture in there. There's a complexity. And while one of the wine, the Pinot Blanc, has the peach and the stone fruit profile, I would say that the white Pinot Noir has a little bit more pinpoint focus, citrusy, and orange type of.
So really interesting discussion here, Carl, about Dell was asking. So first of all, Rob's saying they did batonnage every 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay, yeah.
Now you have to tell me what batonnage is, because I don't know. And then there's a really interesting discussion about Pinot Gris on here.
Okay. Because this set of glasses that I'm wearing is so much glare in there. So
okay, well, Rob, you tell us what batonnage is. And then what's happening here is, so Dell Maidinger asked, how does a white Pinot Noir differ from Pinot Gris? I thought Pinot Gris is from Pinot Noir grapes. Mike LaPlante with The Average Wine Enthusiast says Pinot Gris is Pinot Gris, not Pinot Noir. And then Stephen Carter out of BC Wine Studio says it's a cross of Pinot Noir and Pinot Blanc, actually. Sometime on the same bunch, you see white berries and Pinot Noir berries. So the Pinot Gris is kind of a mix between them. So it's interesting, right? And then Rob's saying that batonnage is stirring of the lees. The dead yeast cells or the lees settle at the bottom. So then he stirs them every 2 weeks.
You do that, Mira, when you bring the dead cells up, it gives you texture and it gives you complexity. So if you keep the dead lees in the bottom, that's fine, but you're gonna have more purity of the fruit and with a little bit more leaner texture. And when you stir the lees, you bring these dead cells, and now it's giving you creaminess. It's giving you a little bit of that croissant, a little bit of that champagne kind of stuff, kind of a patisserie or fresh baked bread. So that's what batonnage does with the lees. So yeah, it's a very good because it's fun. That conversation is fun because when you walk the vineyard, you can see the difference in color of the grape. With the Pinot Gris, has a little tint in it, a little like violet tint in it. It's a little darker than the bright green one that you will find in the Pinot Blanc. So literally, when you look at it, you will see it's the middle cousin between the Noir and the Blanc. So that's why if you do skin contact Pinot Gris, just like Montboucherie does. You remember the Montboucherie? When you pour Montboucherie Pinot Gris, you see that little orangey color in the glass. But because their Pinot Gris is sitting on skin for a little bit, so there's skin contact with the Pinot Gris. And that's why there's the little bit of the color. So it's the middle guy in between the Blanc and the Noir. So it's pretty cool.
That's fascinating. I think I caught like 80% of that. We have Grandpa Griffin here. So I have my head just showing because we have a visitor here, my spaceman. Come show Grandpa Griffin. Who's this guy? I had to it's 34 degrees out here, but I had to put a sweater on him because Grandpa Griffin was cold.
There you go. Hey, good job. Good job. Hey, Cedric, you say hi to Grandpa Griffin for me, okay?
You bet. This is fascinating. So the role of yeast is finished after fermentation, but they still contribute to the flavor and texture of the wine. I had no freaking clue, but that makes sense. Like why the Chardonnay sur lie that we had, where they kept the yeast in there for like whatever it was, a year and a half.
That was short. It was 8 months on this one, and you see it was a stainless steel fermentation. It's in the steel, so usually steel will keep the purity of the fruit, but if you leave the lees on, that's where you get the structure. So you get the texture, I mean. So yeah, there's surely the lees are a different way to play with texture and complexity. It's all about what you want to accomplish with your bottle of wine. If you want a very straightforward Sauvignon Blanc, let's say, well, you press your Blanc, you put it you ferment it in stainless steel, and you leave it there. That's it, and it gives you that fresh, bright, I would say, New Zealand style of perfect summer wine, but it's not really appealing to drink anywhere into the fall and in the winter because it's just too fresh, too acidic, and there's a lack of warmness in there. But if you play with it a little bit, like Rob will do with his unsanctioned series, but if you end up with the Sauvignon Blanc with texture, creaminess, even if you have a high level of acidity, that creaminess and that heavier texture will bring more versatility into your experience with the wine.
Nice. Well, hey, I had a small epiphany just now. So this, what is it? This one here. Let me just show the picture of it. This one here, the Pinot Blanc in the Sanctioned series. Okay. You know, I was saying I love the nose. I love the nose. You love the nose, right? I finally put my finger on it. It's guava to me. Guava. Do you get that?
Yeah,
to me, that is like a fresh guava that you just sliced open in Mexico.
I get that. I totally get that. To me, I'm more on peach. But yeah, guava can be totally like the tropical and the stone fruit are very, very close in flavor profile. So yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's exactly the goal, and with what you have here, the potential of giving you these aromas and flavors are right there. And with the treatment that they give, this wine leads you to that type of texture as well. So yes, absolutely. Why I think for me,
fascinating wine.
Because I've never had guava before. Personally, I've never tasted guava. So it's hard.
We're going to have to find you some guava and open this again this summer. And you tell me. See, Mike, guava, the Mira descriptor. See?
There you go.
I swear, it's exactly the scent of guava.
There you go. And to me, because of the creaminess of the juice, that's why. And when I bite into a pear, it gives me a thicker juice, right? So that's why I think I connect with peach, not pear. I mean with peach. Peach is what I'm. Oh, the neighbor just tuned in.
Lynn is here. Lynn, you'll have to try this in about 20 minutes when we're
20
done.
20 minutes, then we'll meet you at the beach. Okay. Bye. Sometimes I go over time, so maybe you can wait for us down there and give a little white for the table. I'm just joking.
And Rob says he agrees with me, so thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Xavier's watching the hockey game. Good for you. And Derek's here. Derek, I haven't seen you in a while. Giving Carl homework. You're right.
Wow, you know what? That's great. She keeps me on my toes because, that's how when you stop pushing yourself to get better, then you're not challenged. Well, that's where you know what? You fell off the cliff. So absolutely sticking to my gun and been dig into tasting. That's funny enough because yes, she's keeping me on my toes. Last night we cracked 4 different bottles, 3 little samples from Carlo Estate Winery. We had a great tasting when we tasted all of the Chardonnays. From the World Chardonnay Days. There was 1 bottle of Carlo Chardonnay 2017 from Prince Edward County in Ontario. And Sherry Carlo sent me a pack of 12 little sampler. That they call it their I think their the degustation pack or something. Just one sec here. So here, so these are 12, all of their, so 12 of these little guys here, and it has to be consumed in the span of 3 weeks after you get them because they're not sealed. And yeah, last night Mira was like, okay, we need to taste these Carlos. So we opened 3 different Carlos. By the way, Rob Hammersley, if you're still in, I was about to text you last night because I remember how we all enjoyed the Carlo 2017. In my little taster, not this one. In my little taster, I had 2018 Chardonnay from Carlo. And I think the 18 is even better than the 17. Just my personal preference, but the 18 finish was so long and so great. So anyway, yes, Mira's keeping me on my toes. Where she always pushed me to get some different stuff and taste and push down into description. But if we are at now with me posting tasting notes almost every day, that's because she is keeping me going. That's for sure. So here, this is a great comp here. I really like the comparison between these 2 wines. They're so different, correct?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Sorry, there's a Batman at the door.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is there a superhero war just right next door here? Because I feel like the world is collapsing.
Derek's very observant, saying you've never kept samples beyond the suggested date. It's so true, Carl. Like, just stick to the rules, you know. And there's not like 3 or 4 more samples in his cellar that are from 2016 or 15 or something like that.
Okay.
But we had one shard. Tell them about the shard that was like a barrel sample from 5 years ago. That was great.
So, okay, when I did the WestJet program, my first request for tenders, Pelly Island sent me a bunch of samples, and there was one Chardonnay in there, and obviously I never get to that Chardonnay. Because we moved now to Kelowna, and when I emptied all of my wine box, not all, but part of it, to fill up that wall behind me, so at least like in the early stage of our move, I can sit down and keep doing my live, and it looks like I'm still in the kind of a studio. So open that, and that was that 2016 Pelly Island entry-level Chardonnay, and I started to laugh because there's a few other of them, but I was like, oof, this wine will be completely dead. There was a tank sample back then. So when I did the Chardonnay day, we went to Rob Hammersley at Black Market the day after. We retasted all of these Chardonnay together, putting notes together, having a lot of fun. And I said, guys, guess what? I have a tank sample from 2016 from Pelly Island, the entry level that they made that entry level Chardonnay to be in the airline business. They wanted to approach some different airlines, so not the top quality, right? But guess what? That Chardonnay, and ask our friend Karen Chapman, who she really loved it as well, and we did. We all enjoyed that tank sample from 2016 Chardonnay. It was just the fun, like one of the highlight of the night, because we all enjoyed it, and we were 6 to taste all of these great, more like high-end Chardonnays. We're talking about Pearl Mauricette. We talk about Carlo, Mount Boucherie Original Vines, 13th Street Single Vineyards, Painted Rock. Like there was like the big name of Canada, and this is that entry level tank sample from Pelly Island, and it was like, guess what? This is pretty darn good, hey? 5 glass.
5 years ago. No,
yeah, 5 years ago.
Good. Not 5 glass good. No.
No.
It was surprisingly good.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was nothing like crazy. I want to buy a case of that, but it was enjoyable with the circumstances that it's a tank sample from 5 years ago, for God's sake. So yeah, fun story to relate to, and there's always some kind of fun, unexpected little thing like that. But one thing that we have to mention about that Chardonnay retasting that we've done, it's Pearl Mauricette not only blew my socks off for the second time, with 6 people around the table tasting all of these Chardonnays from across the country. Pearl Mauricette was the first place on every single ballot that night. There was Pearl Mauricette and the others. So it's not just only me raving and just like fantasizing on Pearl Mauricette Cuvée 19e. Everyone around, it was the whole factor. So anyhow, I always get back. But now that Mira, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Gail's here. Better late than never. You bet, Gail. So we should do the draw soon. So I want you to show us what the draw is. And if you guys haven't left a comment, but you're tuned in, leave a comment, and then I'll enter you in this little draw we'll do in the next 10 minutes or so. But tell us what the draw is, because we just found it today, and it's hilarious.
So do you want to do some dessert ills, or do you want to do what we got today?
What we got today.
That's what you want to do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we'll give our people some time. All right, guess what? We'll show it first. And after that, we'll give people time to okay. Here, I have some sunglasses. Here I have a bottle opener. Okay, so these are my Red Rooster sunglasses wine opener. This is pretty fun. This is pretty cool because we cannot do a draw, try to offer bottles of wines across the country. It's illegal. So we have some bottle opener sunglasses for this summer. How cool is that? Whoa. So we have that. And I have some sparkling wine potato chips. According to Catherine, the general manager at Red Rooster, this is just like eating champagne. Apparently, it's absolutely crazy. Okay? So tonight, as a giveaway, I have my bottle opener sunglasses from Red Rooster and some champagne chips. Whoa. So while I'm giving a couple minutes to people to put their comments on or whatever feel like it, let me tell you that this upcoming week, because I don't know, you probably noticed, we took a break of offers this week. There's a few reasons behind that. We want to give our people a little bit of a breathing. Also, we wanted to give Mira and myself a little bit of a breathing because we just moved and we felt like we were just about to shoot ourselves. There was a lot going on. So we took a week, not a week off because we've been working on different stuff. But we're going back next week, obviously, with our weekly offer. And we want to let you know that we are going back to do an offer with Tender Hope Winery in West Kelowna. Why? Because Tender Hope was really, really, really well received, and there's a few wine that we didn't feature at the first time. And there's also one thing that I really love. Effie is the owner, winemaker, delivery guy, everything. I know that people who own wineries who are listening right now, they know exactly what small family owned wineries is for the owners. They do everything. So Effie goes once a year. Effie has long-term relationship with some of the top grower in Washington State. So a small part of this portfolio is made with Washington State fruit. From many different vineyards, but there's also he makes two very different Cabernet Sauvignon from Washington State, Red Horse Heaven, and also in the Red Willow vineyard, two very, very sought after pieces of land who makes very different Cabernets. So we have two Cabernets, 100% Cabernet Sauvignon from Washington State, one Roussanne from Washington State. So 3 wines from Washington State and 3 wines VQA from Canada. We have the Rosé Bubble, we have the Rosé, and we have the Pinot Noir. So our new pack coming your way next week. It's Tender Hope, free shipping across the country. Don't tell anyone. But yes, it's coming your way. Effie did something pretty cool. He said, Carl, I want to do it.
Wonky world.
What?
Say that again.
I didn't tell the whole wonky world.
He's going to tell the whole wonky world there's free shipping.
Free shipping. Tell the whole world, Carl's Wine Club members, okay? So coming your way, some 3 bottles Washington State wine, 3 bottles Okanagan VQA from Tender Hope, free shipping across the country. We're thrilled. The week after, Intersection. It's been talked about for months. We got something together. We have 8 bottles, so a 6-pack plus 2 bonus bottle from Intersection, plus a pre-release, plus 2 wine club only. Daryl, I love you. You're the best. Cedric Boucher. So, okay, intersections coming the week after. So that's what's coming up the next 2 weeks. Talking about the World Chardonnay Days. Now, June 25th, it's International Rosé Day. So guess what? We're planning the same thing, a rosé marathon, 4 to 5 hour lives. It's going to be crazy. And what we want to do after, Mira, maybe you should tell us what's the plan for the day after the marathon.
So anyone that's in the Okanagan region is more than welcome to stop by for an open house Saturday. It might turn into a Sunday too. We're going to have all these amazing rosés open. We want to rate them all together and just like chat about them together. And it also happens to be Carl Boucher's 45th birthday. So we're going to have
a birthday bash. Welcome to the Okanagan, the Bouchers. So, with the new restriction now, we're allowed to do up to 50 people outdoor gathering. So come and celebrate my 25th birthday. And let's celebrate rosé. So on the 26th. So that's coming up. The Bouchers are in the Okanagan. Carl's Wine Club members is starting to do some in-person event. So, and it's free.
This is more of a birthday party. I know our neighbors are tuning in. No, we're just having more of a personal thing, but it's kind of an open thing. So if you're not a wine club member with Carl's Wine Club, obviously it's free. Make sure you join our email list, and then you'll see that if we can tell that you're in the Okanagan. If not, just reach out to us if you happen to be in the area. June 25th, right, Carl? 26th?
June 26th. The 25th is going to be, it's the International Rosé Day. I'm going to do the live marathon. And so Rob Amersley, if you're still listening, it's your time now to come our way from Caledon to our place. So because the party is going to be at our house, the rosé rating is going to happen at our house. So yeah, everyone who's interested in like sharing and like just chatting wine, I'm going to have a bunch of winemaker coming on site as well. We can talk with them, share their wine. It's going to be epic.
And
it's my birthday.
Yeah, Jeanette just joined, so I'm going to add you, Jeanette, to our little draw here. And Gail's saying not Ontario yet, but hey, Gail, as soon as Ontario opens up, we'll be out there and we'll do something similar. Okay.
Yeah, so, we have something in the queue with our friend Marcel at Pond View Bellaterra, and we plan to visit some of our partners out there as well.
Totally. All right, are we ready for a draw? We need a drum roll. Hey, Batman, can you be our drum roll?
I'm not.
You're not Batman?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Drum roll. Okay, here we go. And Vicky's here. I have you down, Vicky. I'm pretty sure from the beginning. Yes, I do.
There you go. Let's do this for Red Rooster sunglasses and champagne.
Chips.
It's chips.
Carter. That's crazy.
That's Steven at the BC Wine Studio.
Way to
go. Do we allow winery owner to win prize? No, we don't.
I think so.
No. No, Steven.
Congrats, Steven.
No.
I think it's great.
Steven, I love your cheeseburger. Steven, you're making great cheeseburger. You're making great barbecue. I love hanging out. Come on, you guys. You can't win. It's for the members, for God's sake.
They just won. But Carl, if you want. No. Valerie's saying give it to someone else. No. If you're here, you can win, Carl. That's the deal. Even me. No, I didn't. I usually take my name out, but you know.
But you know what? It's good on Shipping Plus, though, if you win a few times.
Exactly, right? No, I think it's great. And then if you want, though, Carl, we can give away some of the chocolates from Desert Hills.
Oh, yeah, next week.
All right. Next week, chocolates.
Okay, yeah. Speaking about desert hills, look at that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You guys like that? You guys like that format? It's called a Jeroboam. It's a 3 liters. So how many bottles? 4 bottles of wine in one. Okay, that's what I got in my hand here. It's a 2013 Mirage. So Bordeaux blend from Desert Hills in Oliver, BC. We have 3 more left. Last week, Stephen, the general manager at the winery, was moving pallets in the warehouse and found 25 of these bad boys in the corner behind 2 pallets. So what happened? No, it's not a prize. Come on, for God's sake. I'm way too cheap for that. You guys should know me by now. So Steven, the general manager at the winery, found these bad guys. He called me right away. Said, Carl, we found 25 of them. We would like to give the club 10. So when we sent an email last Friday, we sold the 10 that we had in a clap of fingers. Like it took a couple of hours and everyone we got the 10 out right away. I sent a message to Steve, said, do you have a few more? So he gave us 5 extra. So 2 more were sold a couple of days ago. Now there's 3 left. Okay, it's $237 for these 4 bottle in wine, that Jeroboam 3 liters of Desert Hill. Cool.
That's including tax.
COVID is
right? It's including tax, but not including shipping. For some provinces, there's a small shipping charge. Yeah.
Exactly. So great point, Mira. Including tax. So great prize. It is super fun. If you like large format, this is a big wine. This is big and juicy, but 2013 shining right now, ready to drink. And in this large format, it can last for another good 5 years. So
they think, like Derek and Daryl, I think are auctioning it amongst themselves. We'll see how high the bid gets. We'll repeat the link. Yes, Vicky, that's awesome. Great idea. I'm going to put it in the comments here real quick. So it's up to 15 now.
Oh my God. So let's finish. Okay, let's finish.
I have a question for you though, Carl.
Yes.
What is the biggest large format wine you've ever seen in your life?
28 liters. So my buddy Steve,
wow.
I had to bring that bottle on a dolly. And to be honest, and please don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but I call it's like a coffin for midget. So it's like that, literally, like it's 28 liters. It's 8 times this size. 7 times this size. So okay, so it is a big bottle. I had to carry it on a dolly. So yeah, pretty cool. It was a from Giusti in Italy, and that was pretty cool. 25. Okay, because go up. Come on.
We're going to euros now. We're in euros, so this is great. That's like $50 or something, or $100. I don't know. Hey, what was the link, Carl? Because I thought it was
DH
Magnum.
Yeah.
Okay, one second.
Okay, so let's get back to our Pinot Blanc and White Pinot Noir here at the end. I didn't want to make it a competition, but at the end of the day, what I'm seeing here, what I'm having in my glass, I have to say that the black market Pinot Blanc is pretty darn freaking spectacular.
Those are cards.
What are the cards for?
Daryl says he might swear when the wines get that big.
In French or in English? Which language does he want to swear in?
I don't think when you swear in French, it's really swearing.
Yeah, it doesn't count. That's why I do that in French with the kids, right? And they walk around and they say, "Colis de tabarnak," and no one's picking. But even my parents are starting to laugh when it's happening, right? It's not really swearing.
It's French, so
It's French. It doesn't count.
No.
It doesn't count. Okay, what a great show. That was fun. Lots. And do you have anything more to add, Mira, or should we go make dinner?
Well, what did you get to pair with these lovely wines?
I got a teriyaki chicken breast marinated, and I also get a chipotle lime chicken breast. I also got 3 pork tenderloin, bacon wrapped pork tenderloin that I think we're going to keep for tomorrow. But I also have some Greek salad with feta and green pepper. I think it's going to go great with this. We have crab cake as well.
Okay, you know what I think will go great with this, and I'm hoping it's thawed out. I bought it at, frozen, but I got a big burrata cheese. Who knows burrata cheese? It's this like mozzarella filled with fresh cream, like thick, heavy cream. Oh my gosh, with some really ripe tomatoes and a drizzle of honey. Jeez, I think that would go really well with this, with the collusion.
I think you're bang on. No, it's not collusion. It's the Pinot Blanc.
What is it again? It's the
Pinot Blanc.
This one.
Pinot Blanc.
Unsanctioned series. That's where I got the fun name. Okay.
The collusion was their Semillon Sauvignon, the white Bordeaux blend. The collusion, okay, that's great that you're talking about that, because just before we shut down, when I taste the white Pinot Noir, it goes a little bit more into the flavor profile of the collusion. A little thinner, zippy, focused, straightforward, to the point. That's a little bit more what I found, the similarity. The Pinot Blanc, it's way rounder, way more sensual, way more textural. So
I can't wait to get you some guavas, Carl.
And it's peach. That's what I get. Peach.
White peach, maybe. Valerie's saying next time we're cooking, yes, on the beach here. That's what we'll do.
Absolutely, Valerie said. So but we need to get you your prize. So you got some Red Rooster sunglasses with a bottle opener here. Yep.
And Stephen and Valerie are both at BC Wine Studio, so that's why we're saying. Awesome.
Okay, cool. So everyone, enjoy the great weather. To everyone who tunes in, thank you. We greatly appreciate you. Our YouTube channel is on. Subscribe. Give us a like. We try to build that one as well. Instagram, keep loving us, because we put a lot of effort into you. We keep growing. We appreciate you. And everyone here on Facebook, you guys have been the engine of that club since day one. So keep going, guys. We love you commenting, being involved, and sharing stories with us. There's not one day who goes by that Mira and I don't say how lucky we are to be surrounded by all of these great wine lovers, where we can share our passion. And keep in mind, we are sitting on something very special here in Canada.
That's what Steven Spurrier said.
So we have world-class wine. So keep following us. We appreciate you all. Thanks, Mira. What a great show.
Thanks so much, you guys. Cheers. Enjoy your hot summer evening. Cheers.